activist Martin Sheen. As many people are aware, Sheen has been very active lately in progressive causes, saving the environment, workers' rights, demilitarizing the global economy. As it happens, Sheen claims this activism is a result of a rediscovery of his Catholic faith. Religious people, at least self-proclaimed religious people, are often involved in issues of public policy. Sometimes they are on the side of good, like Sheen, and sometimes they are on the side of evil, like Pat Robertson. Both men in this example claim to be Christians, and claim that their politics are an outgrowth of that faith. As a student of religion, even I am hard-pressed to figure out exactly what these two have in common that makes them claim a shared faith. One on the right, on the side of big business and totalitarian government. The other on the left, on the side of social justice, equality, and human progress. Both Christians? I suppose so, but Christianity is a movable feast. Personally, I understand the Christianity of people like Sheen, because they are motivated by a genuine concern for humanity. People like Robertson are either just outright evil or very, very confused. You see, right-wing theology supports right-wing politics. In theology, this orientation means God said. It means that truth and good are handed down from God. In practice, right-wing theology ends up being someone said, God said. Left-wing theology, like left politics, means people say. Each of us, as conscious beings living in community, must engage the world as we experience it. This imperative which motivates me is like that faith which motivates Sheen and the heroic figures who inspire him, Mother Teresa, Dorothy Day, Cesar Chavez, and Archbishop Oscar Romero. Although it happens to be the case that I do not believe in a God, I believe in people, in human consciousness, the depth and passion of the human spirit. Some people find this strange, but Sheen and company are also motivated by compassion, a strong sense of human community, the preservation of human dignity. They also happen to believe that God sent his Son to Earth to point this out to us. I just don't believe that we need the pointer. We know in our hearts that we are all the same, and that we work better when we work together. For me, and I suspect others, what is good is not merely a question of life and more life. Rather, what is good is that which decreases suffering. Evil is suffering and that which causes suffering. I'm a communist for this reason. Capitalism requires suffering. It is therefore evil and must be resisted. This is the moral imperative. Some people think we can reform capitalism. At least these people are well-intentioned. It's just not true that capitalism can be constructed in a way which does not require suffering. Really, look it up. Still, people may ask, how do we know what is good? All one needs to know is the golden rule. We learned it as kids, and it's still the ultimate truth in morality. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And why? Because this approach to living decreases the level of suffering in the world and is therefore good. Because capitalism requires a hierarchy between owners and workers in which one profits from the other, it can never be practiced according to the golden rule. Owners would never have workers do unto them as they do unto us. So no matter what the capitalist lackeys might say, impinging on business activity does not constitute an evil. That which benefits a small minority at the expense of the majority, as capitalism must, does not qualify as good. Capitalism is evil because the inevitable accumulation of wealth by a small percentage of people causes suffering, great suffering, like poverty, disease, hunger, homelessness, unemployment, crime. Our culture has become so dominated by commercial interests that our public discussions on morality have been reduced to absurd contradictions. Some people are actually arguing for increased suffering as some sort of good. Just read the Contract on America. It makes me sick, as I'm sure it does a lot of listeners out there. Government regulation of the evil of capitalism is good. Those who deny this are just covering up an attempt to dominate others and profit from their suffering. This is Richard Curtis.
Richard Curtis lives in Boulder. If you have an